welcome back to the Antiquer. I'm Kelsey, and today I'm going to tell you all about postcards. So I love getting mail. I love snail mail. Really, anything that's not a bill or a credit card application is super exciting to receive in the mail. So what makes postcards so enjoyable? What makes them so collectible? Why do we still see them today? I just want to give you a little bit of information about them. I have had the pleasure of selling and owning a ton of them. There's so many unique versions. So a fun fact about postcards is that the most expensive one ever sold for $40,000 at an auction, and it was from 1840. It was a London-based Theodore Hook was his name that made the postcard, and it was a caricature of postal clerks. So kind of interesting. I wish I would have had that one to sell, but it's neat that it brought that much money at auction. Did you know that the average American stamp contains 1/10 of a calorie? The first week of May is actually National Postcard Week, so make sure you send one. Do you know what a deltiologist is? I didn't before this video, but it's actually what a postcard collector is called. And did you know that it's the third most collected hobby? So it follows stamp collecting and coin collecting. So Chicago held the World Fair in 1893, and that's where a lot of postcards got their initial traction. So they had a grouping of 10 souvenir postcards that could be chosen about the buildings that were being showcased at the fair. So you will see a lot of postcards with writing on the back, like this one, where it has the writing. It has this line dividing it, and that line was important. So that's where the correspondence could go. And that didn't happen in the US until 1907. It was earlier in other countries. This one was from May 15th, 1917. You can see how much writing is on there. She wrote up here, down the sides, all in the space there. Child's writing most likely, but it says, I'll try to read what I can. A lot of times I can't quite make out everything that they're saying, but on the side it says, call me up and let me know if you can come or not. Telephone number is 1905 red. I wish I could see you and your mother before Friday. Any of you coming to town before Friday? If so, can you come and see me? Let me know. And then down in the actual writing section, it says, Dear Lily, I wish you a very happy birthday and many more. 8th grade day is Friday the 18th. So she was in 8th grade. I was right. It does look like a child's writing. If you don't know for sure if you can go to high school this fall, you can come down here to be here at 1:30 o'clock. Even if you don't think you can come to school in the fall, come to 8th grade day. With love, Edith. So it sounds like she was trying to let Lily know that 8th grade day was coming up and she wanted her there. So she asked multiple times, can you come? Are you coming? Will you let me know? Tell me, call me, write me. Like, she really wanted to know, which I think is so sweet. The front of the card. And you see that a lot. So a lot of these cards are full of just,
what's the weather like? Are you coming to see me? Will you let me know when you're coming? What train are you taking? How's the weather there? A lot of them said, how's the weather? What kind of weather are you getting?
And how is mom or dad doing? So they would often ask about the weather and then check on a relative. Okay, so this pretty one. On the back, it actually says that I thought you would like one of these gaudy things, which is kind of funny. And then only one more day in Paris. The rest of the week will be in Normandy, and then we set sail again. So it was someone just writing and letting them know where they were, what they were doing, which is often the case. This one is a fan, and I think that's really gorgeous. It's from 1916. Another kind of postcard that's really interesting is the real photo postcard. So Kodak made this possible. It looks a little bit like this. It came out in 1903 and it was a worldwide craze. So they were able to now make a postcard out of a camera. And a lot of people did send their homes. So this one is 1907. It's also a good example of it not being split in the middle with the line for correspondence, one side for address. So this is a good example of splitting of the card, and it also has a little bit of writing right here. So they still found ways to kind of incorporate a note to someone, but it was a great way to show someone that lived far away what your house looked like, what your kids look like, your family. It was really neat to see the different forms that they would, like what they would capture. Here are a few more real photo postcard examples. The little girl sitting in the chair there. This is pretty cool. It looks like a class of some kind. I don't think, this one doesn't say what class it was or what school, but you can just kind of see a little glimpse into their life. So it would have, it was tough because if anyone moved, it really was kind of a one-shot thing. I mean, I'm guessing the film was expensive and hard to get, so you wouldn't want to waste it. But a lot of times you'll see like one or two of the kids kind of moving. Or if it's someone in front of their house, they might have just like moved their hand and you'll see like the movement captured in the photo, which is kind of cool. This is Hello Aunt Lily. This is Clarence. He is laughing a little too much for this picture to look good. So that's a perfect example. He's gonna, there's some movement captured in that photo because Clarence didn't want to sit still. So this is a good example of a family. A great portrait. This one I really love. Just the mom, looks like a mom and son sitting on the front steps. You can see like the number of the house and her outfit. She has this little tiny waist cinched in and he looks so serious. There were also cards made of leather and different materials. They don't hold up quite as well, so you can kind of see that they wear a little easier. But this one says, don't talk about your neighbors. If your tongue needs exercise, chew gum. This was actually sent though. You can see the stamp on the back, the spot where the stamp would have been in the postal stamp. A lot of postcards were used to poke fun or to send a laugh to somebody. So this one says, I'll have to walk back. You've broken my heart. Heck, I must be putting on weight. You can kind of see, just kind of silly. This one, it says, you needn't swear, get the hook. And the guy is trying to close the back of her dress, but they needed the hook to grab the buttons and pull them through. Okay, these are all, you can see how many. These are all California postcards. Tons of California souvenir postcards. So very common to send a souvenir postcard still today. Something else to note is that as of 1913, you will see all of these have this border around them. Sometimes these were yellow, these are white, but lots of them had the border. And that was common because it made postcards cheaper to produce. So they were able to print them in multiple sheets without having to redo as many because it gave them a margin for error. So you were able to cut them down if you had this white or any kind of color border. It made it a lot simpler to produce and cheaper. So postcards were really popular at that time, and this just made them even more so. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about postcards. It's a really fun It's a fun hobby. It's a fun thing to collect, so I hope you enjoyed it. I have a lot of postcards in the shop right now, so if you want to add to your collection or start a collection, feel free to check those out. They also make really great art. If you find one that you absolutely love, stick it in a floating frame, and you've got really cheap, affordable art that's beautiful, unique, and has a story to it.